Welcome to round 13 on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. This is the opening game of the week, and it's a bottom-of-the-table battle as the Manchester Giants host the resurgent Surrey Scorchers. When these two first met 6 weeks ago, the Scorchers made it rain from distance with 20 three-pointers to get their first dub of the season. Hoping for more action from downtown is Dan Routledge and Anthony Rowe.
Thank you very much, Tahir. It's raining pretty hard outside, that's for sure. We're hoping it'll be raining threes inside. Manchester come into this one having won 2 of their last 4, but as you say, were well beaten by Surrey at the Sports Park in October. That defeat and the size of it has put pressure on them to get it back tonight, given they're below the Scorchers outside of the playoff places. They've shown they have the offense to match Surrey. Can they get it done tonight? Surrey have won 2 in a row and 4 of their last 6, so this is their best run in almost 4 years. It feels like they're starting to turn the corner, but a road game against the team behind them in the standings will really be a test of whether they'll be looking up the table at the teams above them or over their shoulder at the Manchester Giants and Plymouth City Patriots. We're in Manchester, and so are the Surrey Scorchers. Tip-off is only 15 minutes away. Manchester Giants against the Surrey Scorchers. I'm Daniel Routledge, joined by former British Basketball League player Ant Rowe. And this is a really important game for both these teams, given where they sit in the standings.
I think it is, and the importance is just exemplified for where we are in the season currently. I think the advantage and the pressure is more so on the Manchester Giants. So they're the home court team today. They've got to put in a performance in front of their crowd, but also if they lose today, that gap gets a little bit bigger between the haves and the have-nots in the race of the playoffs.
And that's very much the psychological challenge for them here, isn't it? Having been beaten by Surrey, yes, it was on a back-to-back, but they've got to try and get revenge here today.
And the psychology is huge, especially of 2 struggling teams. You know, Surrey Scorchers are on good form. You know, winning games is contagious. You know, when the camp is positive, it can sort of eke into other games. But on the contrast, when you're losing games, that can also be contagious. That negativity can affect the whole group. So big fixture here today.
Let's have a look at the standings in the British Basketball League. And Surrey have certainly made up ground in recent weeks with those 4 wins, closing in on Bristol and Leicester just above them in the standings. A win today will put them level with the Riders on wins, but Manchester don't want to get cut adrift at this stage. London still lead the way at the top, but 3 defeats so far. Let's have a look at all of the action coming up this weekend in the British Basketball League. 2 games tomorrow. Our Sky Sports game is at Newcastle. The Eagles beaten by the Scorchers last week, looking to bounce back against a Bristol Flyers team in need of a string of wins to get themselves back up the table. Plymouth going to London. Lions looking for revenge for that shock defeat earlier in the season. 3 games on Sunday. Sheffield hosting the high-flying Cheshire Phoenix. London and Leicester go head-to-head yet again. And then the final game, Manchester in action once more. They go up to East Kilbride to take on the Caledonia Gladiators. Not long now until we get the action underway here in Manchester. We'll have it after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League. Whether you're joining us in the UK or across the United States of America, we're delighted to have you with us. Let's take a look at some of the players in tonight's games. And Manchester haven't quite been consistent, but one guy that is the model of consistency, your former teammate, Jamel Anderson.
And he is one of the most successful British players in British Basketball League history. His British career started at 19 years old with the then Essex Pirates, the British Basketball League. He since played for the Leicester Riders, Cheshire Phoenix, and now Manchester Giants. He's won 8 titles along the way, notably for his time at the Leicester Riders. Now, his consistency has earned him some international appearances with Great Britain as well. But he's developed into a leader, and like a fine wine at 33 years old, this has been his most successful individual season, averaging 15 points per game.
And early in the season, one guy who was missing for the Manchester Giants, William Lee, back fully healthy now, looking great out there.
Yes, this is their 6'9" forward from Selma, Alabama. Played 4 years at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, where he was one of the most highly recruited players going into college. He since played in Serbia and Germany as a pro and was also with the Timberwolves affiliate Iowa Wolves. But he is an established British Basketball League player. He played with the Leicester Riders and won the 2020-21 championship at his time there. Now, it's his second season back with the Manchester Giants. He's been injury plagued. He hasn't really had that full run of seasons with them. However, he's back. He's played 5 games this year, 12 points, 7 rebounds a game. He looks like he's about to be that impactful self.
Well, he certainly can be an impact at both ends of the floor. And Surrey in great form, no surprise. One man who's in excellent form, Justin Robinson.
A strong correlation in good form. He is renowned as one of the best British guards of his generation. He attended Rider University in New Jersey, but he's had a decorated professional career since then, having played in Greece, Cyprus, Ukraine, Sweden, Hungary, France. But he returned back to British soil, played for the London Lions, where he's won British Basketball League silverware. This is his comeback season. Last year he was out the whole year after rupturing his patella tendon, and he's come back with a bang. 13 points per game, but more noticeably, 26 points against Newcastle Eagles in that last win.
Well, the one guy who's probably a standout for the Scorchers last year, Paddy Wang, surgery in the summer. Now he looks back to that sort of form we saw last year.
He does, and he's that high-flying South Sudan international. He grew up in Colorado and attended the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. His senior year, he was crowned Defensive Player of the Conference, but it's his athleticism and his offense that really gets a lot of the highlights. Second-year pro, played in Surrey last year, averaging 10 points per game. He had a slow start, as you referred to, that injury, but he's had some big performances, especially down the stretch. Look for him to have the ball in his hands.
Well, the 2 sets of coaches getting together having a chat. Wonder what they were talking about.
No volume. No lip readers. No lip readers. No lip readers. Okay,
well, whatever it is, they're not going to tell us. So let's have a look at the starting 5s for the 2 teams, starting with the Manchester Giants. And this is a lineup we're now starting to get used to. The size of Lee and of Robertson inside could be key in a game like this, given the lack of height that the Surrey Scorchers have at the other end of the floor. Let's have a look at the Scorchers lineup. Obviously, Jordan Hunt, their Kiwi international, out injured, so they're a bit thin in the front court, but what they do have is a lot of 3-point shooters led by Justin Robinson. I'm sure that battle of inside versus out is going to be important. Earlier, I caught up with both coaches to see what their thoughts were ahead of the game.
We're a smaller team. We obviously, as it's been said, we shoot a lot of threes. For us, something we've been talking about is putting pressure on the paint a little bit more, trying to get downhill. I think without Cam Gooden being in the team, that changed that a lot. So he's obviously trying to find his way back. We had to play, some games with Andrew on limited minutes, with Cam out, with the back-to-back games that we played, 2 weeks in a row. So just being able to get guys healthy on the floor has kind of helped. I think, from that offensively, but I think we found a nice rhythm defensively as well. Some of the mix-ups, some of the change in defenses, the guys have really kind of taken to that. And it's caused the other team some problems.
So we only have 11 signed players, so we're thin as it is. We were thin at the big guy spot, so like you mentioned, having 2 guys in the same position in our backcourt, or excuse me, in our front court, has been really a challenge. So having those guys back, and they're talented players, they know the league, that's been the difference. Manchester
are a tough team and like to get out in transition. They run. There was no legend Robertson, there was no William Lee last time we played them. We've got no Jordan Hunt, so we're small, they're big, and I expect a tough one today.
Tonight we've got a good game plan. We've had a nice weekend off where we're nice and healthy now. So, like you said, we got to defend the three-point line. They have great shooters. They execute really well. They know they have a great team identity. So we have to get out to that three-point line and make sure we make it challenging for them.
Well, Brian was talking about the identity of the Scorchers there. We all know that they're putting up three-point shots. They made 20 of them last time these two teams met.
Yeah, the secret's out, Dan. Everyone knows what Surrey are trying to do. They average the most three-pointers attempt, and where their, I guess, Achilles heel is, they average the least amount of points in the paint. And against a really large Manchester Giants team, I'm really interested to see how that dynamic is going to play out.
It is going to be the sort of battle of styles almost. With you've got Roberto. Will they try and force feed him early on, do you think?
I think so. There's going to be very little resistance. You know, when you've got a 7'1" body who's complemented by a 6'9" William Lee on screen now, you've got a significant size advantage there. And how Surrey Scorchers is going to mitigate that is beyond me.
The other thing that the Giants like to do is get out and run. Your transition defense has to be good against this Manchester team.
Yeah, and Coach Lloyd Gardner alluded to that. He's been happy with the defense. He's been happy with how his team have been able to adapt on the defensive end, and maybe that's a reason as well why they've been winning games. We talk so much about their prolific shooting, but defense wins you games, Dan.
Well, tip-off is almost upon us. We will have that when we return after this break. Welcome back to Manchester. Our three officials, led by Kate Unsworth, are out there ready. Neil McKelvey and Kevin Seller. The other two officials, the fives, making their way out onto court as we are set for a bit of Thursday night action in Manchester. It's not quite must-win for the Manchester Giants, but life will look a lot better for them if they get a win on the board.
I think the desperation there is more so with the Manchester Giants. You know, yes, the home team, so the advantage will be in their favour, but yeah, they've still got to perform here in front of a home crowd who haven't seen a lot of wins this year, and they've got to do everything they can to close this gap on the race for the playoffs.
Well, the ball is up and we are underway. Manchester 2-5 at home, to Ant's point. So far this season, it is the Scorchers who get the first possession. Wang thinks about the three, turns it down. Mohammed won't. He'll take that triple, rims out, and a chance for Manchester to run. Lee out in front. Scorchers back well. Harris. On to Anderson. Now Lewis. Lewis looking to attack, getting all the way to the rim, and it's his three-point threat that gave him the basket there.
That's exactly it, Dan. The defense have to honor that. That little half fake he puts in there, gets the defense to bite, and it gives him a layup.
And he gets the steal to follow it up. You don't want him getting hot. He's got a mismatch here. He looks to attack inside and trying to find Robertson on the trail, but it's broken up. Here's Wang down the lane, stumbling. Looked like he was tripped. The referee calls a foul, but it's on Saquon Jameson, so he will go to the line to shoot 2.
It was a wild shot, wasn't it? And, you know, uncharacteristic of Paddy Wang, who we've seen how athletic and close to the rim he can get. Look at this. Nice split there. Poor interior defense, and just sort of lost his way, lost his balance.
Might have tripped himself there, actually. Certainly didn't quite look on balance.
He better be quiet. He doesn't want to pick up an early foul on himself.
Indeed. Saquon Jameson at the free throw line for the Scorchers. Many talents he brings to the basketball floor. Free throws not the top skill that he has.
No, Coach Lou Gardner's even struggling to watch him shoot free throws. He's a 54% free throw shooter, but boy, is he a good rebounder. Excellent rebounder at that.
Well, he's battered his average there, 1 for 2. For the first point of the game for the Surrey Scorchers. Harris working the pick and roll. Robertson is through his hands and thrown out in front. Here's Paddy Wang with the flush.
Well, that's the second time they've tried to feed their 7'1" big man, and that's the second time it's resulted in a turnover. Surrey Scorchers get an easy dunk breakaway there.
William Lee early in the shot clock, but he knocks down the 3.
This is a player they cannot wait to get settled back into his form. 12 points per game, and as casual as you like, stepping into that 3-point shot.
Really stretches the defense out. When the first one goes in, it's going to really puzzle them, and well, break down defensively there for Manchester. Gets Mohammed an easy layup.
Wow, it's just a direct cut there from Mohammed, and relatively easy layup as well. Giants are going to have to show more resistance inside.
Lewis looking to attack for himself, spinning through the lane, somehow gets a shot away and knocks it down.
Nicholas Lewis, we've seen him have some monstrous games. He's the type of player that can light it up in a hurry, 25, 30-point games, can score in a number of different ways.
Well, a little hesitation there from Mohammed. He comes back out, finds Jameson, who gets it away quickly. Misses the shot, but a reset. Robinson absolutely wide open. Well, the only surprise that doesn't go in. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the history of British Basketball League. Nice challenge there from the Paddy Wang to make that a difficult lay-in. Mohammed in the corner, a little short. Well, we say they put a lot up. They're not the most accurate team, but volume they certainly do.
That's exactly it. And a bit of an erratic start from both teams of this game. See pretty quick shots in the offense, looking to get those volumes up for sure.
Anderson for 3. That one rims out. Wang, little hesitation, gets through. Manchester's interior defense has not been great here in the first 4 minutes.
Really poor, and you know, there's not much that Paddy Wang has to do to get by his man. There's just a hesitation move. Gets him a lane all the way to the rim for an easy finish.
Well, here's a mismatch for Lee on the turnaround. He knocks it down, and 5 early points for William Lee.
That's a really tough cover for Mohammed there. William Lee, 6'9", long, athletic, and Mohammed at about 6'4".
His steal off the mark from the top of the key. Lee chasing it down, but he can't keep it in play. That'll be a Surrey ball.
Well, what Surrey have done relatively well at the start of this game is chase down those offensive boards. Seem to be active on the glass. Just 2 offensive rebounds at the moment, but you can see the mentality there is to chase down those boards and make things difficult for the Giants.
Well, that one goes out off the team, so that'll be a 3rd team rebound. There've been 6 rebounds. They've got half of them at this end of the floor. Wang open, fakes the 3. Robinson. Well, they got away with the first one. He's not going to miss the second.
It's been really poor interior defense from the Giants, not much better from the perimeter.
Well, again, another one early in the shot clock, but they knock it down.
Jamal Anderson, just someone who's playing on such high confidence this season. Career high 15 points per game for him this year.
Robinson claiming that got deflected out of bounds. It was certainly a long way from its intended receiver, and he's normally an excellent passer of the ball. Did he just throw this one straight out? Unless Lee got a little poke on it. Looked like it came out off Robinson. Here's Harris looking to attack, getting all the way to the rim and finishing.
That's a nice move there from Harris. Good change of pace there, and strong move, finish with the left hand.
The other thing Jamison has to do is make sure he stays on court. So you can see he was a little tentative defensively. His steal for three rims out. This is what he does really well, Jamison. Steal blocked. Oh, super block by Legend Burton.
Goodness me, a basket-saving block that came from nowhere to knock that one out.
Harris with a long two that time. Again, early in the shot clock from Manchester. Well, Jamison going to fire up the three and he's going to knock it down. Well, there's a lot of three-point shooters on the scout report. He's not at the top of the list, but he knocks one down.
Well, you don't average the most three-point attempts without everyone chipping in.
Indeed.
Jamison there comfortably knocks that down, but all the time in the world down. Really poor reactions defensively from this Giants team so far.
Shot clock getting low here. Harris has to work. He fires up a three, and that goes in all string.
Pre-game, the narrative could have been raining threes, and so far we're certainly seeing them. Both teams putting it up and knocking them down.
Well, nobody's looking to turn down a three-point shot just yet. Already 12 have gone up. 5 of them have gone in. That pass a little too high for Robinson to get. Well, offense very much on top of defense here in Manchester through the first 6 minutes. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where the home coach, Ryan Simonian, will be pleased with life. His team is 7 of 10 from the floor. They've shot the ball really well in the first 6 minutes.
I think so, and where he will not be pleased though is the defensive end. This is the Manchester Giants team that concedes 92 points per game, and that's the worst in the league.
Well, we've seen why today so far, haven't we? As Anderson shows some good footwork in the low post. And got a slap across the wrist for his trouble, so he will go to the free throw line for 2.
Well, there's one area as well that perhaps Manchester Giants could have exploited early, and that's the size difference they have. 6 for 8. Jamal Anderson is now at the line, but they haven't really been able to establish Legend Robertson, 7'1" center. However, William Lee has been active and has been able to knock down some early points, 5 points early for him.
Well, they tried to give it to Legend, but he couldn't hang on to it a couple of times. Lawton into the game now. We'll see how he fares in the low post for the Manchester Giants. Here's Lawrence, former GB international. Back to Robinson again. He's got space, and I tell you what, that's dodging bullets there with Justin Robinson given that sort of room. Jamieson can't convert. Kicked out to Anderson, and that will be an offensive foul called against Jamel Anderson.
I thought Paddy Wang did a really good job there of moving his feet and getting in the way. Kick out there by Nicholas Lewis, and a lot of contact there made.
Well, I think your old teammate might not agree with you there, Ant. He had a little sly look at the referee as if to suggest that he thought Wang was still moving laterally.
Well, he does very little wrong typically on the defensive end. Jamel Anderson will be one of the best defensive wings you'll see. Guy that can guard 1 through 5. Very intelligent basketball player.
Shot clock getting low. Fall away short. Bailey keeps it alive for Surrey. Done a good job on the offensive glass for all their lack of height. Here's Wang into the key. Kicks it back out. Cooper moves it on to Lawrence. End of the shot clock, and that one a long way short.
Wow, Surrey Scorchers were made to work a lot harder than relatively good rotations there from the Manchester Giants, which resulted in a contested three-point shot that's not converted.
Not a great pass out in front. This little tap of the chest as if to acknowledge that. And Manchester will feel comfortable with how they've started, but they've given up some open shots at the other end of the floor as well that they may live to regret later on. Even when you miss a couple early ones, being that open gets players in a rhythm. Here's a guy you don't want to leave either. Cooper is blocked though. Good challenge by Lewis.
Oh, Nicholas Lewis did an excellent job there. Reaction was right on point there to block that shot.
Here's Lawton looking to go to work inside. Off the back of the iron. Jamieson with the rebound.
Relatively good low post positioning there from Lawton, just back rimmed, wasn't able to convert.
Blocking foul going against the Manchester Giants, so that basket will count. And that'll be a bonus free throw for Lawrence.
Wow, Andrew Lawrence is so good off that screen, went straight through the defense. The defense deemed to be moving. Blocking foul called, and one.
Well, Lawton just getting some clarification. He wasn't convinced about that. Averaging 3.5 fouls per game this season.
Andrew Lawrence now at the line, a player that's now to come back from injury after injury. Former GB international himself and played across all of Europe. Now finds himself in the backcourt with his international colleague, Justin Robinson.
That's another poor pass by the Giants. Here's Lawrence, who represented Great Britain in the London Olympics. Ogundenbe, corner 3 off the mark. He hit 2 big ones in Newcastle last weekend to get them that win late in the contest. Here's Lee, long elbow off the mark. Rebound, Ogundenbe.
Ogundenbe, another one of those British Basketball League veterans, been playing over a decade. A lot of games under his belt, and most recently as well, 51.6% from the three-point line, so you cannot leave him open.
Here's Lawrence, overcooked that one as well. We've talked up Surrey's three-point shooting, but they've missed quite a few here today.
They're getting the attempts up, though, Dan.
Yeah, they are. We did talk about volume. We didn't talk about percentages. Here's Boursier from behind the arc. Cooper with the rebound.
Neither team getting hot at this moment in time.
Steal to the rim, and the foul is called.
That's what Surrey have done. Or have been able to get to the free throw line. This will be the 3rd trip now, as Josh Steele sort of stumbles his way through the key and gets fouled.
Steele trying to level the game up at 18 points apiece.
Yeah, he's a player with a plethora of league experience. He had his college experience over in America with Duquesne University and has since returned. Played for Manchester Giants, of course.
Yeah.
And now under coach Lloyd Gardner, who used to coach Manchester Giants, back with the Surrey Scorchers.
Oh, nice pass, and it's jammed in by William Lee. Super assist from Evan Walsh.
Wow, and that's what you can get from an athletic William Lee. That's where the size is so impactful. Throw it up, and William Lee gets it and jams it in.
Lawrence penetrates. Here's Ogundengbe in his favourite spot, but off the mark. Lee with the rebound. Shot clock is off here, so Manchester can run it down to the buzzer. Cooper taking a foul there. They've still got a couple more to give in this quarter. It's just a good look from Walsh. He realised that even if Bailey recovered, he wasn't going to out-jump William Lee. Here's Walsh, penetrates, fouls, throws it up! Oh! It will count. I think it's an unsportsmanlike foul as well. The basket will count, but the referees are going to just chat this one over. The original signal was for an unsportsmanlike foul. As to whether it was too physical, and that is the decision. So that what that means is there's a free throw for the and one. Let's have another look. Well, I'm not sure that's an unsportsmanlike foul.
I agree. Definitely not. But an excellent move nonetheless from Evan Walsh, playing against his former team, the Surrey Scorchers.
Very much burst onto the scene with the Scorcher, but the unsportsmanlike foul results in the bonus free throw, but they also get possession of the ball. So a chance for an extra score here with 2.8 seconds to go.
Wow, this could be huge.
Yeah, in that situation, it can only be for excessive force, and it didn't look like excessive force. And that's going to be a bump, but that's not free throws, because that's only the fourth team foul of the quarter, so it'll be an end-line ball. It's probably not a bad foul, that.
No, good foul, I agree. But they've still got 1.2 seconds left on the clock. Enough time there off the screen to get a jump shot.
Well, it's lobbed into Walsh, who kisses it in off the glass. And a big last couple of seconds from Evan Walsh has put Manchester Giants on top here in the first quarter against the Surrey Scorchers. They have the lead. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Manchester. Evan Walsh, what a final couple of minutes he had. First the alley-oop to Lee, then he draws the foul, turns it into an and one, and on the buzzer, he's alive to a sneaky one off the glass. 5 quick points for Evan Walsh and the assist as well. What an impact.
Well, he came on the court here and turned the game on its head. And of course, you always want to upset the party against your former club. And he's doing that at the moment.
Another alley-oop. This time it's Lawton with the throwdown.
Wow, Surrey Scorchers defense on the ropes now. One of the comments that Coach Gardner said pre-game was he was happy with how his team were playing on this end of the floor. At the moment, the Giants are exploiting this.
Cooper onto Steele. Thrown out to Mohammed, cross court with time running down. Steele has to shoot, gets it away and strings the 3 on the buzzer.
Wow, 24 seconds of that shot clock used in its full capacity, but it results in a corner 3, a much needed corner 3 from Josh Steele.
Stolen away by Ogundenbi. Oh, he tried to slap it forward to Lawrence, but Walsh was able to chase it back down. Boursier stumbling. Gets it out to Stampley, who misses the 3. And that'll be, he didn't hit the rim, so no reset of the shot clock. And that will be a 24-second violation. Another look at that play from Boursier, finding Lawton. Just a simple pick and roll. And nobody picked up the roll man, and he got an easy stuff.
No help, defense has got to get across there, and sometimes it's just standing in the way, just being in front of the in between the basket and the diving player. And on that occasion, Lawton gets an easy dunk.
That last shot by Steele was only worth 2. That one would be worth 3. Well, another offensive rebound. Mohammed doing a good job to knock it loose. Cooper flushed off the 3-point line. And wherever he is, whenever he catches the ball, you've got to think a 3-point shot is going up. He's got one of the quickest releases in the league, and he's not shy of putting it up. Manchester did a good job of forcing him to put the ball on the floor there.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You're behind the scouting report. Do not let him shoot. And this was the message from Coach Brian Simeone before the game. Run him off the line, mitigate the 3s.
Shot clock's low again. Ogundenbi gets it away. Didn't hit the rim. Didn't hit the rim, so that is a shot clock violation. The backboard is not enough. You have to actually hit the ring to reset the shot clock.
That was better. Resistance there from the Giants. Sorry. Struggling to get consistent offensive flow now.
Well, they had some really good looks in the first quarter that didn't go in. Shots that you would expect them to make. Robinson had 1 or 2 open 3s. He only made 1 of them. Some other, Mohammed in the corner, I can recall. They had some, Teo had a couple of shots.
52% 3-point shooter, so you're right, Dan. They've got good looks, and that could be a good sign from the coach as well. If you're getting good looks and just not hitting, there's only a matter of time before your fortune changes.
Well, Lawton, in amongst the bodies, is able to force that one home.
Lawton's done so well there, just to be persistent and stay with the play.
And Dengby fakes the 3. Here's Cooper. Sells the fake, shoots the long 2. And I guess you live with that. You flush him off the 3, it's only worth 2.
That's exactly it, Dan. It's a reputation pump fake. That is just knowing that you shoot the ball prolifically and you've got to honor that.
Boursier at the elbow, leaves it short, taps it back out to Lee. You can see just 30% from the floor for the Scorchers. Actually, as Walsh knocks down the 3, I was about to say it's quite impressive. They're only down 7 given those shooting numbers, but it's out to 10 now.
Wow, Evan Walsh. 8 points personal for him now. Perfect from the floor.
Cam Gooden, who's returning from injury, just working his way back into the lineup off the mark. Lee, I think, thought a whistle was coming there.
A little out of control there, that trip to the rim.
Mohammed, nice pass, and Ogundenbi on hand to lay it in.
That's a good sign there, the penetration creating for others, and Teo Ogundenbi, the 35-year-old British basketball veteran, gets an easy 2.
Here's Walsh, putting it on the floor this time, driving hard to the hole, and another and one for Evan Walsh.
Evan Walsh is a man possessed. Since entering this game, he's had one thing on his mind, and that's to score the basketball. Route one, straight to the rim, contact again, and gets it to go.
Well, he has been excellent, and Surrey forced into a timeout here. The Manchester Giants leading this one by 10. A chance to push it out to 11. And, well, if you're Coach Lloyd Gardner calling this timeout, what's the thing that concerns you the most? Is it the points you're giving up, or the shots that you're missing?
Well, I think the points you're giving up, because, you know, they've had relatively good shots. It's not a case, I think, of a dysfunctional offense where there's all wayward passes. Yes, some of the shots have been early in the shot clock, but they've been getting good looks. And as I say, if you continue to get good quality shots from the guys in the right spots, percentages will improve, fortunes will change. But defensively, I think when you're having your shooting walls, that's when you need to be even more clinical on the defensive end, and that's where the Surrey Scorchers are coming up short.
Well, it is a former Surrey Scorcher who is doing the business right now. Evan Walsh played for Surrey in the 2021 season. He averaged 8 points a game. He's already passed that whilst he was at Surrey. That was really his introduction, if you like, to top-level British basketball. And he's had a couple of seasons with the Leicester Riders in between, but now at the Manchester Giants. Started the season really well, but this is his best game for a few weeks, I would say.
Well, he was tipped by many to be most improved
Tipped by me.
player.
Tipped by me. Not just many, I said it.
He was on one of the best rosters in the league last year in the Leicester Riders, so he got limited minutes, but when given the opportunity, he was really positive, and as you say, Dan, a really good start to the season for him this year, but he's had that.
Oh, William Lee with another denial.
That's a rim protector as well. It's something they've missed dearly in the last several months, where William Lee has been absent through injury.
Well, he was... oh, that one rattles in, and there he is again.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. When things are going well, things are going well. That shot rattled around at the softest of landings in through the hoop.
Robinson creates a little bit of space and knocks down a much-needed jump shot.
Yeah, good response there from Justin Robinson, someone who's been leading them this year in scoring, 13 points a game, and a player with experience who will not be fazed by difficult periods in games.
Here's Walsh again, nice pass, this time to Lee, and he gets another assist as Lee knocks it down.
Such a difficult guy to stop because he's 6'9", he's long, and he's athletic, so he jumps so high on that jump shot.
Well, Walsh doing everything at the minute for the Manchester Giants. The drive in by Wang is off the mark. Here's Walsh in familiar territory in the open court all the way to the basket. Not this time, but helped out by Lawton, but it's ripped away from him.
Good hands from Mohammed there. He was going to lose the battle above the rim against Lawton, but he got the steal before Lawton was able to gather himself and shoot the ball.
There's Mohammed in the corner, and he rattles in a three.
Still looking for that three ball. They're now 3 for 15, so not the prettiest of percentages.
Nice pass. Offensive foul, probably a dribble that Stampley didn't need there. And I think it slightly winded Mohammed, who's gone down on the floor.
There's no slightly about it, Dan. He has took a hit there from a bigger, heavier opposition, and he's hurting.
Evan Walsh has 14 already. His career high is 18. He's well on pace. We'll be back after this break. Well, welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League. We're in the northwest of England, Manchester, hosting the Surrey Scorchers and playing really well in the early stages, led by Evan Walsh, who has 14 points already, and it's an 11-point Manchester lead. Here's Wang into the key, floats it up, but off the mark.
Well, there's a positive response out of the timeout to attack the rim and get something towards, but no conversion still. The Surrey Scorchers struggle from the offensive end.
Lewis getting it to Lawton. Skipped across court, but read by Teo Ogundengbe, who has the steal.
That's one thing Giants have not done particularly well at, and that's looking after the basketball. 10 turnovers now for the Giants.
Lawrence skipping through the passes, deflected away. Surrey have turned those turnovers into 5 points thus far, looking to add to it here. Wang along the baseline, he elevates and he flushes with authority.
Well, there he is, the South Sudan international. Jumping high above the rim for an easy flush.
Back into single figures, the gap now. Lewis probing, kicks out. Lee, oh, he had room, but he bobbled the ball. So he took it to the rim instead, and why not?
Well, that little fumble changed his mind of whether to shoot the 3-ball instead. He gets a higher percentage shot closer to the rim.
Robinson, nice feed there from Jamieson. It's normally the other way around, but Robinson profiting.
A good distribution there from the big man out of Bowie State. But still the defense looked like they were stuck in concrete. No reaction there from the Giants.
Anderson underneath. He's fouled from behind by Wang, and Jamel Anderson will go back to the free throw.
And that's one of his signature moves. He's excellent at that spin baseline, uses his body to spin away and around the defender. Paddy Wang. Oh, here's the spin baseline before Paddy Wang gave Jamel Anderson a taste of his own medicine.
Well, Wang last year was basically a highlight machine, wasn't he? Yeah. Every week he was in the top 10 plays of the week. And just a little slow start to the season. He had surgery in the summer, so he was still in recovery mode really for the first month or two. Even though he was out there playing heavy minutes, he hadn't quite got back to the levels we saw last year, but he certainly looks around that right now.
Well, it was that game, wasn't it? The win against the Plymouth City Patriots, where he
took over the game.
Pump-pack dunk to send the game into overtime, and then he scores 20 points, having had 0 points up until the start of the fourth quarter. So that was the defining moment where he was back.
Well, he was trying to force one in there. A little different when Robertson's on the court, and that's gone out of bounds off Harris for a Surrey ball. Big 220 here. Well, a lot of chatter there from Coach Shimoni, and he's been called for a technical foul as a result of that. You can see he's not sure why he got the technical, but presumably whatever he said before that was a little over the line.
Still asking the question, but he's getting no answers.
No. He was definitely complaining about that call. Now the question is whether it was inappropriate language that the referee heard, in which case it is going to be a quick technical, or whether it was the persistence of the complaint. But you can see he's just having a chat with Neil McKelvey, the referee, before we get back underway.
Well, what an asset to have in Justin Robinson as well, who has gone 100% from the free-throw line this year, not missed one free throw.
Well, he's one of the all-time great shooters in British Basketball League history. He's in the top charts for both free throw shooting percentage and three-point shooting percentage.
We're in December though, Dan. He's not missed one free throw.
No, yeah.
Very impressive.
Some people are pretty good at free throw shooting, just because you weren't. Robinson with 8. What was your career free throw shooting? Do you know, Anne?
Well, they're high 60s, are they?
Were you?
Yeah, 60s, 70s maybe, yeah.
You know I can look this up, don't you? Sideline ball to the Scorchers. Wang's kind of stuck. Dengby down the lane trying to pass it off. Ball bobbling about. It's going to be a shot clock violation here as they couldn't get it off in time. And that will send the ball back to Manchester. And you see Coach Gardner complaining. Just update for our viewers at home around the world who will be keen to know that Ant is over-exaggerating his career free throw shooting. Low 60s, I think, is what we would call it.
Wow.
61.7% from the free throw line. I think that's borderline poor, Ant.
That can't be correct, can
Well,
it?
yeah,
Wow.
you doubting me, Ant?
Wow.
You're doubting me with the stat. I can't believe it. I won't tell you what my career free-point shooting. I never missed a free throw in the British Basketball
No?
League. You know, never, never.
Well, I did, evidently, quite a lot.
Quite
so,
a few, yeah.
free throws overrated. Who needs them?
Admittedly, I never took one either, but... Robertson inside, and he rocks the rim.
Wow. Well, he'll get credited for that slam, but it's the play before. His length there causing problems on the other end for the Surrey Scorchers, where he protects the paint, but what a luxury to have to be able to dump the ball down to your 7'1" center, and he rewards you with a dunk finish.
He spins and jams it in with authority, as he always does. Nobody dunks it harder than him in the British Basketball League. I think that's fair to say. Foul was called on McNeil, by the way.
3 years Robertson spent the Clemson Tigers, followed by 1 year at Nichols State Cardinals. He had his European stints too in Slovakia. And we questioned maybe it would be hard for him to adapt to the British Basketball League, ordinarily known as an up-and-down league, a guard league. But Robertson has came back this year and made an impact for this Giants team.
Well, she had a brief spell with Surrey as well. Played 9 games in the 21-22 season for the Scorchers before coming up to Manchester. And McNeil, I think he thought he was throwing it to Robertson there because it was way too high for Lewis. Very raw, wasn't he, when he went to Clemson? He'd not long been playing basketball, but obviously an athlete of that physique was very attractive to the college program such as Clemson, and they worked him hard, I believe, while he was there. That's going to be an up and down travel, isn't it? Yep, traveling violation called against Saquon Jameson.
And that's what the downside to his game can be sometimes. He's such a formidable rebounder, a double-double caliber type of player. But it's just that sometimes that end product, that finish, when he's in and around the rim, can sometimes let him down.
Oh, that one's a little short and out of bounds. So the one thing you would say about Jameson is if he doesn't get a double-double, it's usually because he hasn't got enough points rather than he hasn't got enough rebounds.
Yeah. He's having to play extended minutes.
Yeah, with Hunt out injured. Anderson nearly banks one in. Robinson kicks out to Logan Denby. Denby now on the low block. Can't move his defender, spins baseline into trouble. It's a shot away, but will go out of bounds. They will get the possession back, but they don't have much time to work with here, Surrey.
Not a great offense there. The ball stood or stuck in that corner. Very little passing by way of rotations. And then when Teoka Debbie spins baseline, he's got legend Robertson, the 7'1" center, waiting for him to shoot the ball.
Well, 1.7, so Lloyd Gardner's going to call a timeout to draw up a play here for them to try and get something at the end of this half. This is the beginning of the week in the British Basketball League. The Sky Sports game tomorrow is Newcastle Eagles, who the Scorchers beat to bring an end to their great run last week, and the Bristol Flyers, who won a wild game in overtime against Sheffield to bring an end their losing streak. So two teams both looking for a victory to get them upwardly mobile in the British Basketball League standing. 7:30 start for the show on that one. Tip-off is at 7:45. Lloyd has drawn his play up here. Let's see, A, if they can execute it, and B, what they've got for us. Great first half for Evan Walsh, whose career high is 18 points, which he had for Surrey in April 21. He's got 14 against Surrey here tonight.
Well, he's setting himself up for a career high today. If he can muster that form in this second half.
Well, a quick three from Robinson is good. Strokes it to cut it to 7, and a stop here, and Surrey are in not too bad a spot from where they were.
Not at all, and team executed that to perfection coming out of that timeout. And Justin Robinson, another big three.
Lewis. Stampley throws it up and in. He's slightly off balance. There might be time here. Robinson from half court. Don't think he got it away in time. Well, Surrey Scorchers and Justin Robinson trying to find a way back into this game, but it's the Manchester Giants who lead at the half. We'll break it all down right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League. Daniel Routledge and Anthony Rowe with you for this one. Manchester started this game well, and they've managed to keep Surrey at arm's length through that first half. They have.
They've managed to consistently put points on the board, but it's not been without their little mini adversities on the defensive end. Surrey Scorchers staying, hanging around. A couple of big shots there from Justin Robinson to keep them within reach.
Well, let's have a look at the numbers from the first half in this one. And we talked about Surrey and their volume volume three-point shooting, 16 attempts, but they've only made 4 of them. They're a team that need to get into the teens in terms of made threes to win games.
Yeah, and that's the big glaring statistic there. 3-point percentage, 25% to Scorchers, 45 to the Giants. So it's been a quality over quantity for the Giants approach on that.
And 70% two-point field goal is really high for the Manchester Giants. Let's take a look at some of the action from this first half in Manchester. And really, it was a good start for the Manchester Giants. Nick Lewis coming to play early on, getting them rolling.
Yeah, and this is a team that's had a week off, and you don't know how that's going to fare. Yes, physically it's good for the body to be able to recover, but you don't know if that puts a team out of whack. But they started out the gates quickly, and they look like in sync.
And Surrey got some good looks, but actually it was Jameson who made an important three, despite their good looks for others. But when Walsh came in the game, he had a big impact.
And that's been an advantage for them, is having Walsh come off the bench. 20 bench points in total for the Giants, 14 attributed to Walsh, and he was that spark plug that they needed.
And Surrey, well, they were never quite out of it, but they couldn't get all the way back. They would make a couple of shots, but then they would give something up at the other end.
No, agreed. They haven't really been able to continually stretch together a run of offensive flow, but this has been the problem the other end of the floor for them. Evan Walsh just terrorizing them.
But we have seen enough from Surrey to say some of those looks are ones that you would expect them to knock down. If they get those shots in the second half, like Justin Robinson there, they could start hitting for Lloyd Gardner.
Oh, for sure, especially with the volume of which they're shooting the threes. If they were just to improve that percentage by a bit, this game would be all square.
Well, in a moment, we will have some of the best bits from Week 12 in the British Basketball League. But first of all, we've got highlights from a thrilling game between the Newcastle Eagles and the Surrey Scorchers. Josh Bett and Graham Hiscox taking you through this one.
Well, here's a turnover now. McGill throws it up by Taj Green, and all of a sudden, we've got Newcastle Airlines coming from the green lights. Throws the lob, goes up, connects with it, and the Scorchers just giving the Eagles a taste of their own medicine. Down the lane finds Jameson, another turnover, and sorry, just way too casual. Cooper's going to try to attempt the block, and again, Newcastle this time. Finds Robinson left wide open, takes a three, it's up, and it's good, and finally,
yeah, Taj Green took full advantage there for the offensive rebound.
Hans Bailey gets rejected, pinned off the backboard by Ricky McGill. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh, Ricky McGill. Well, sorry, have numbers. Lawrence pulls up, nails this one.
This is just the chaotic basketball game.
Oh, Graham, where's the defense? Oh, that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul, the right decision. Darius Defoe.
Tell you what, Josh, what a great job from Taj Green there. Josh still had to foul there, Josh, but he was too aggressive with the foul.
Darius Defoe is not happy, and I think Abdul Muhammad tried to go over and calm him down. Again, Newcastle happy to step off now, ladies and gentlemen. Look out below as Taj Green just gets the crowd back in the game. Still goes for a quick three, misses last one again, makes number 11. Nice set against Quinn Cooper, spinning around, tough move going. Are you kidding me? What a move! Straight off the bench, finds Robinson. Quick three, it's up, and it's good. Trying to throw the lob is up, and Delpesh just connects with it. Robinson now being heavily defended. Penetrates, tries to find Jameson, can't get it, but the putback is good by Sonny Ken. Loses his shoe. I think at some point they've got to realize he needs to put that back on. Wang almost turned it over. Logan Demi made one, goes for another one, gets it to drop. Captain Fantastic looks at the camera and says, heads, calm it down, baby. Well, Delpesh made his last three, goes for another one, can't get it. Basel fans, Surrey Scorchers have ended Newcastle Eagles' winning streak. A big victory for Lloyd Gardner and his team.
Shagwa uses his size and has him inside. What a great leading pass. And he finishes
15-0 run. The Phoenix soaring all over the court. What can the Riders get out of this one? Oh, baseline goes up. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if he dunked that one, but the aggression to finish. As we mentioned already, the last time they won was against the Caledonia Gladiators almost just under a month ago. Well, nice pass finds Farrell Alley. Hudzic goes in and throws it down. Well, what a rejection. Get out of here. Fasten your seatbelts. DeBoss is going to go up like Dubose. Well, he might be DeBoss, he might be Dubose. Gladiators making things happen on both ends of the floor. Nice passing here for the Lions. Fine Sharma. Oh my goodness! Well, again, the cover box just waking up all of a sudden. Oh, thrown into the crowd by Josh Sharma.
Josh Sharma, he does not discriminate who he blocks.
Well, here's a turnover now. McGill throws it up by Taj Green, and all of a sudden, we've got Newcastle Airlines coming from the green lights. So the lob is up, and Del Pesh just connects with it.
Here's Smith along the baseline. Oh my goodness, play of the game out of nowhere. This game was turning turgid. Trajan Jacob lighting it up.
Back to Taylor. Taylor step back. Three is up. Oh my goodness! Jordan Taylor, Mr. Kryptonite, just responds, and we are going to overtime.
Put the ball in the hands of Jordan Taylor, and he will make the right decision. Every single play he's made in the second half, he's delivered.
Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League here. Anthony Rowe and Daniel Routledge with you. We're in Manchester for the Manchester Giants against the Surrey Scorchers, and it's been a good first half for the Giants, who lead this one. But a landmark first half for Justin Robinson in the British Basketball League. He's had a good performance here in this first half, finding the spots that he always finds, knocking down the shots that he always knocks down, and he's just gone past 2,000 career points in the British Basketball League.
In order to achieve over 2,000 points in a professional career, you both need to be good and consistent, and he has been that. He's a player that I played against many years ago, and he was an individual that you'd always have to account for and know where he was on the floor. But I think more specifically impressive by him, a complete rupture of the patella tendon. This is a career-ending injury for many. I tore my patella tendon, and it was the beginning of the end for me. But Justin Robinson has not only came back, he's came back with an impact, leading this team in scoring this year.
Well, this is only game number 131 for Justin Robinson in his British Basketball League career average of over 15 points a game. That three-pointer that took him past the landmark, his 327th career three-pointer. That's what he's made his name on. A great player, a smart player, a great assister, but he was deadly from the three-point line. 9th all-time in three-point shooting percentage.
Yeah, and he'll go down as being one of the best British guards of his generation. Of course, an illustrious career that's taken him all over the world. Started at Rider University in New Jersey, and then across Europe, Greece, Spain, Cyprus, Ukraine, Sweden, and now doing it back on home soil. Such an amazing achievement to reach that milestone.
But more importantly, he'll want to win the game, because that's what he's always been about. The numbers, the stats and whatever, he never seems too fussed about. The wins are what counts, and his team are down 9, so can they find a way back into this one?
Well, it's his 11 points that are leading his team at the moment. He needs some.
Blocked by Robertson. Jameson tried to go round him. The legend just sized him up.
And ordinarily, Jameson's foot speed can get him by opposing defenders, but Robertson does so well to stay with him, and Robertson's length is just too much there.
It's got to be a quick shot here. They get it away before the buzzer, but Lee with the rebound. Here's Lewis. Chased out by Jameson, who's got to get back, and he doesn't get back, and once again the rim gets the Robertson treatment.
I like the decision made by Robertson as well. He could have tried the alley-oop there and dunked it in one motion, but instead his patience pays off, and he gets an easy jam.
Steele circles back round. His pass is batted away by Anderson. Here's Lewis in the open court, and he'll miss the layup. Just a little strong on that.
Wow, a rare miss then from Nicholas Lewis in the open floor.
Steele up and under. Rebound by Jameson, and he was surrounded by 3 Giants players. Didn't fancy his chances of getting up through them there.
No, he did not, but Jameson does excellent work on the boards. That's his 6th rebound today, and here's the play before. Legend Robertson, just patience prevails there.
Here's Robinson for 3, and he moves up to 2004 now.
Why not? You've broken the 2000 seal. Why don't you just keep going? Makes it look so effortless.
Oh, he's the one guy providing the resistance, 34% from the floor, and there's Harris replying with 3 of his own.
Harris is an interesting one. He's one of these guys that can sometimes go under the radar, played at Cal State, Fullerton. He hasn't really been able to fully transition into his 12 points per game last year in college.
Here's Mohammed short on the 3, and Manchester just about scramble it away. Robertson baited into shooting the 3, turns it down though. Here's Harris in the corner. Little 10-footer is short. Wang out to Steele, a lot of room, puts it on the floor. Here's Wang to the rim, and Robertson changed that shot if he didn't block it. Here's Mohammed now taking it at the big fella, and he says, no, you can't come here. This is my pain.
Wow, that is protecting the paint personified. You see that not only does he go straight up there and prevent Mohammed from scoring the ball, he regains possession. Look at this, straight up. And so strong in the way that he recovers the ball, and that look as well on the face of Mohammed. What am I supposed to do?
Well, he held on for long enough for it to be called a held ball, but the possession arrow is facing the way of the Giants, so they get the ball. Lloyd's got his jacket off now. It's usually a sign of frustration. Oh, Anderson bobbles the ball. Wang is out in front. They won't catch him, and he'll hammer it home.
Oh, that'll be one of the more easier points Wang gets. Takes him to 10 points personal, and that's going to be the thing. If Manchester Giants continue to turn the basketball over, 12 turnovers now for them.
Anderson trying to force his way through, and again, he will go to the free throw line. Third trip of the day to the foul line for Jamel Anderson.
He's one of these versatile players that can do so much, both ends of the floor for your team. He hasn't been able to properly inflict his dominance on the offensive end on this game. He's at 6 points personal. At present, he's hit a couple tough ones in that as well.
Well, 4 of his 6 points have come from the free throw line, so that's one way of getting things going, seeing the ball go through the hoop. Manchester back out to a double-figure lead here. I guess the concern might be the fact that they've had their chances to get a bit further away, and they've let Surrey hang about. We saw last week against Newcastle, Surrey finished that game really well and ended up winning the game.
They do, and sometimes when you're the road team, you just want to stay in striking distance, get to the fourth quarter, still with an opportunity to win the basketball game. That's sometimes the most you can ask for as the away team.
Wang in close, because the other thing is Surrey have not made as many shots as they usually do, and you know, averages are averaging for a reason. At some point they come back to it. Oh, Robinson with the steal. Mohammed. Well, it's pulled back down by Jamison, who's been a beast on the offensive glass. That's his 6th offensive rebound of the game.
He has, and what a great lead and pass there from Justin Roberts. As you see, he threw it out in front of his teammate, hoping it would be an easy offensive layup. And look at this, great lead-in pass, but Mohammed just can't finish. Anderson does enough, and then the swipe down there, fouled against the very active Jamison, who's been trolling those boards.
Well, Burton sitting down, he did get a warning from the official on the previous play for something he said, whether that was why they've taken him out or whether it's just a normal part of their rotation. Well, Coach Gardner asked him before the game if the corner's been turned. He was like, well, we'll see, I hope so. These are the sort of games, aren't they? If you have turned the corner, you find a way to come back and win.
He was just trying to avoid a jinx from you.
Yeah, I know. But to be fair, they've been playing really well in recent weeks, sorry. Here's Anderson. Tough shot off the mark. Hamid with the rebound. Wang coming the other way. Wang, a little hesitation. And again, knocked away from him. Steal for 3. Well, that was an interesting shot selection from Josh Steele there.
Yeah, and of course, not even hitting the rim. Jamison hasn't got the ability to rebound, which he's been successful so far. 6 offensive rebounds for Saquon Jamison so far this evening.
Water. 20 points off the bench. Most of them are Walsh, who we haven't seen yet. Here's Lewis for 3. Well, that's quite a Nicholas Lewis shot. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't.
It is indeed. Lucky there, sorry. Could have been contact there on the shot.
Here's Wang putting it on the floor, trying to find Jameson. It's broken up though.
I thought that was the wrong decision. I thought Paddy Wang had the right
That's
hand.
the right decision by Mohammed to steal it back. Slows it down, gets his own rebound. He's still trying to go for it, and eventually the foul is called. 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Surrey Scorchers trailing this one by 7, trying to reel the Manchester Giants back into the game. Can they do it, though? That's the question. A timeout has been called on the floor, so we'll take a break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Manchester, where Surrey are just starting to chip away at the Giants' lead. Is Coach Simonian going to be a bit worried here? Are you sensing a shift in momentum?
It's definitely on the forecast, isn't it? I mean, remember, this is a Giants team that are currently 4-11, so they've had their fair share of collapses in games. And again, this is one of these games that they're going to need to win in order to maintain a strong race for the playoffs here. So I think as the game grows on, the anxiety and the pressures will further increase for Coach Simeone.
Well, oh, they've left Anderson wide open. They got away with one there. Mohammed with the rebound. We're going to have to track his Lawrence for 3, and he knocks it down, and it's a 2-point game.
Oh, just like that, you see the screen being set, and what that screen does, it gives Andrew Lawrence a little pocket there, which gives him more time and space to knock it down.
Anderson, late in the shot clock, creates a little room for himself, and he gets back 3 points. They needed that.
Jamal Anderson, the ultimate pro. Look at that, the experience just shining through. That knows his team need a response, and he delivers.
Lawrence turning the corner, throws it up backwards. I think he was hoping he might get a foul called, but it wasn't coming his way. They are just going to chat over which way this possession should be. Coach Simonian was pretty clear. He's pretty clear. It's gone against him, though. It is a Surrey ball.
He's like, I had a good look at it.
Well, there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, which is what he's telling his team here. Lawrence penetrates, kicks. Mohammed flat from the corner.
You could see that, couldn't you? As soon as it left his hand,
Travelling violation.
Travel here. Boucher.
He just didn't get the ball down in time. It's a reckless turnover, really. I mean, you talked in the first half about how many turnovers the Manchester Giants have had. That was a really sloppy one.
Well, to put into context, the average 15, and they've got 15 now.
They're there already. Is Mohammed, and he lays it in. It's back down to 3. Well, since he took his jacket off, things have improved here for the Surrey Scorchers.
It's a nice finish from Mohammed as well, because he's had a lot of resistance at the rim. He's 2 for 11 from the floor.
Well, Robinson had his hand up, so fouled him. The ref said play on.
The big Giants will rather take the advantage there, and that they do, to extend this to a 5-point lead.
Well, Robinson ends up on the deck. Shot clock down to 7. Lawrence back out to Robinson for 3. And well, that had the perfect line, didn't it? But it just didn't hit the bottom of the net. Here's Walsh. Steele gets a hand on that, knocks it away. Robinson in transition, thought about the 3, goes for 2 and lays it in. He's moving a bit awkwardly here, Robinson. I don't know whether he's something to do with his calf by the looks of it. Well, that's not a good sign for Surrey Scorchers fans.
Such a good move as well. Do you see what he does? He hesitates there on the 3-point line, which then gives him a little bit of space. And is it on the landing? Oh, and maybe a roll of the ankle there.
Well, hopefully that's not too serious for Justin Robinson. You talked about the injury woes he's had in recent years. He's had a couple of bumps and bangs this year, but always managed to make it back out onto court. Getting some treatment from the physio right now. Stepped on the line there, turnover again by the Manchester Giants.
Wow, the celebrations from the Surrey Scorchers bench there, as if they just hit a 3. They know that they continue to put pressure on Giants. They've got themselves an opportunity to win this basketball game.
Well, we're in the northwest of England, in Manchester at the National Basketball Performance Centre. And it's the Giants who are just about hanging on with 90 seconds to go in the 3rd. Forcing his way through is Mohammed off the mark.
Tough shot there and a good defense.
Mortier trying to squeeze his way down the lane, and the foul is called.
Well, it's been a positive 3rd quarter, though, from Surrey Scorchers, leading at 18-12. And a good response, having been down as many as double digits in this game.
Well, Manchester's biggest lead was 14 points. But they're just trying to get it back to 4 here.
Mason Boucher first year in the British Basketball League. He was 3rd pick in the 2023 U Sports Canadian Elite Basketball League. He was drafted by the Calgary Surge. So I know he's used to the cold weathers, some harsh winters over in Calgary. The Canadian now looking to exercise his talents over in the UK.
Well, 1:17 to go here in Manchester, the beginning of the weekend of action in the British Basketball League. Don't forget to subscribe to the British Basketball League YouTube channel to make sure you keep on top of all of the action, not only this weekend but across the season. Scan the QR code and give us a like as well while you're on there. Let me and Ant know what you think. Ant's got to pick player of the game at some point, so if you want to give him your thoughts, and if you're watching on YouTube, in the comments, and let us know. Here's Walsh with the steal, trying to get it to Anderson, but they turn it over.
Wow, it's two of the best players you'll see in transition as well, and Anderson and Walsh. They turn it over. And Surrey Scorchers just run the ball down the other end of the floor, and Paddy Wang is fouled.
Well, Walsh frustrated with himself. Manchester frustrated with themselves. Let us know who you think is going to win this game as well. It's looked like Manchester for a long period of time, but even though they're still behind on the scoreboard, it just feels like Surrey are timing a run towards the end here. Still a long way to go in this game. Oh, Lawrence gets his own rebound. That should never happen on a missed free throw. Cooper gets it back. Around the three-point line it goes. Mohamed's going to let it fly off the mark. You could see they all wanted the three there.
They were looking for the option, weren't they? And I think of all the players on court as well, it fell to the least prolific, especially for today anyway.
Foul called against Lawrence. It's only the third of the quarter, so it'll be a sideline ball. Not really been an issue in terms of teams getting over the limit and to the foul line that way. Most of the fouls have been shooting fouls. Most of the free throws have been from shooting fouls. Here's Walsh. Kicks it out. Boursier has to get this up. Anderson, time running out. Walsh didn't see the clock, and it's a 24-second violation for the Manchester Giants.
Well, it's been a complete contrast to the way that they played, especially offensively in the first half. They had 48 points at half-time, and despite turnovers mixed in there, Giants really quite ruthless from the offensive end.
Last few ticks. Here's Lawrence, drives, kicks, Ogundengbe for three, knocks it down on the third quarter buzzer. They trail by as many as 14, but Teo Ogundengbe has tied the scores at 61. Plenty of head scratching for Coach Simonian and the Manchester Giants. We'll have the fourth quarter right after this break. Welcome back to Manchester, where the Scorchers veteran Teo Ogundengbe, who hit two key threes last week, knocks down a game leveler at the end of the third quarter. And with the possession arrow in their favor, Surrey can take the lead here at the start of the last. And, almost. Lawrence wants a goaltend. And I think there's a late whistle to suggest it might be. It will be given as a basket for Andrew Lawrence, as the backboard was slapped. And if the ball's got a chance of going in, you're not allowed interfere with the backboard or the rim, and he does get the points, and that is Surrey's biggest lead of the game. And it's gone in a second as Mortier knocks down a three.
It went as quick as it came, and good response there from Mortier. Just sort of nothing there, no hesitation, just let that one go.
Well, there's still a big difference in the percentages, but all those offensive rebounds means they've taken almost as many. Here's Walsh, who was explosive in the first half. Mortier looking for back-to-back threes, batted out by Anderson. 16 offensive rebounds. That's why they can afford to shoot as badly as they have. Although that one's tossed in by Lawton.
Yeah, good inside positioning there from Lawton. And you're wonderful to see William Lee feature again in this fourth quarter.
Foul called as Mohammed goes to the rim. A big discussion between referee Unsworth and Evan Walsh there.
I think Walsh wanted the referee to intervene there on Mohammed's reaction, slamming the ball down. And Mohammed, 9 points personal. He's had to work so hard for those 9 points down. 3 for 13 from the floor. A 6 rebounds. Player of Montana State University. Played in the 2nd German division last year.
That's a nice way of saying he's shooting 23% from the floor out. Is Anderson out in front, lays it in.
Well, just like that, Scorchers not quick enough to get back on defense, and Giants punish them with Jamel Anderson.
Well, they scored the first basket of the quarter to take the lead, but it's been one-way traffic since then, and Manchester back up 5. Gooden on to Wang for 3. Needed that. Paddy at Wang knocks down the triple. Walsh is on the floor. Didn't quite see how he got there. Well, judging by the referee helping him back up, I'm wondering if they banged into each other there.
It looked like the referee was guilty, didn't it? A good ball movement there from Surrey Scorchers. That baseline drive made the defense shift, and the number of passes there to get the defense to work, rotate, giving Paddy at Wang an open 3.
Mortier is fouled by Gooden. My suspicion is, as Gooden didn't really play that much in the first half, and he's out here at the start of the fourth, is that maybe Robinson, from that injury in the third quarter, is not coming back into the game.
Yeah, I think that's a good assumption, or at least a strong one. And that's a shame, because they're missing so much from him. 16 points personal, and you know he was going to be one of the players in the fourth quarter to step up. And you know, perhaps this is an opportunity for Cam Gooden, who's coming back from injury himself. This is the rookie out of Utah Tech. Prolific scorer in NCAA Division I. 17 points a game. That's never an easy feat.
Well, they could do with some points here now. Here he is with the ball. Down by 3. They've been down for most of this game, Surrey. But it's not for how long you lead. It's, are you ahead at the end? Here's Cooper on the runner. Leaves it short. Ball wobbled about. Another offensive rebound for the Scorchers. Basket is good, and the blocking foul is called, and a chance to level the game from the line.
Goodness me, that seemed to come from nothing. I think it was Jameson just being a nuisance and a handful on the boards. Look how many jerseys are around him. Oh, I think it's a ricochet off his foot that falls kindly to Paddy at Wang. Takes the contact, uses the bank, gets it to go.
Well, we've seen him take over games in the fourth quarter before. And he's looking Looking like he might be trying to do so again here. Chance to tie things up at 69. That one wasn't the cleanest free throw, but it went in.
Paddy Wang. As you say, Dan, he usually gets stronger as the game grows longer. And
Stanley in the corner. They keep doing it though, Manchester, don't they? Shots just when they need them.
the response is a phenomenal 9 for 18 now from the three-point line, 50%.
Wang. Out to Cooper. He's going to let it fly. Rims out. Manchester finally get a defensive rebound, and it was almost stolen away, but Jameson commits the foul.
A good battling on the boards there between Lawton and Jameson. Two big bodies, about 6'8". Both like to crash the boards, and on that occasion, Lawton getting the better of that battle.
Well, you have to say Manchester have done a good job here. They've been tested by Surrey, but they seem to be responding to it, and they seem to have done it while Lee's on the bench, while Lewis is on the bench. It's not necessarily their starting five that's been doing the damage. We haven't seen Robertin for a while as well. They've been getting it from different spots.
No, I agree, Dan. This is a team that's showing good resilience here, because it would have been very easy for them to cave in. That third quarter did not go their way, but they've since responded. As you say, big shot to stop any real strong continuation of hope from the Surrey Scorchers.
A little hesitation from Borsia, but he loses the ball. Dengby's kind of on his own, so wait for reinforcements. Give it to Wang and clear out, I think, is the play at the moment, and why not?
Goodness me. Paddy at Wang, when it's time to step up, he is ready and waiting for the call. That's a big three to even things up here at 72 apiece.
Well, Manchester will look at that points from turnover stat at the end of the game if they don't win and think what could have been. Oh, there's a collision there. There was a foul call first. Teo seems to be a call. Okay. 6:27 to go, and we're no nearer knowing which way this one will end up than we were at the start of the game. But you get a feeling if Surrey win, this could well be the reason they win. Paddy at Wang has elevated his game here in the fourth quarter and is looking to try and see his team over the line. 21 points for him. Walsh takes his personal tally to 16. Takes Manchester's lead to 2. Gooden. And then nice drop off to Jameson, who was patient there to lay it in and tie the scores.
Yeah, he's had a really good job there. Jameson, he's patient, as you say, Dan, but he's also used the rim there to evade any shot blockers like William Lee. Good finish there from Shaquan Jameson.
Lewis for 3, back iron. Rebound grabbed by Gooden. Nice drive, good hard finish as well.
Tough play there from Cam Gooden and his scoring ability. And Justin Robinson back on court as well. Things starting to look a little bit more positive now for this Surrey Scorchers team who are in the lead.
Here's Lewis. That's come off his leg. That's going to be a Surrey ball.
Well, this will be a test now. There's still a lot of basketball to go, down 5 minutes, 22 seconds. And we've commented how Giants have been able to respond in this fourth quarter, but the third quarter was the thing for them. 22-13. They lost that one, and now maybe the doubt starts eking into this team who are currently 4-11
Well, at least 5:22 to go. You wouldn't rule out overtime at this stage. 74-76. Here's Robinson at the free throw line. Oh, Jameson on the offensive glass again, but Manchester scramble it away. Walsh in the open court, shovels it back to Lee, and Lee finds the bottom of the net.
He is so smooth with the way he scores the basketball. 13 points, 5 rebounds now for William Lee.
Defense a cry from the home fans. Gooden along the baseline. Circles back out. Shot clock at 6. Gooden loses his feet. Gets the shot away. It's a tough one. It almost goes, and Stanley grabs a defensive board.
That's what Giants are doing a good job at, is boxing out and securing the defensive rebound. Limited second chance opportunities for the Scorchers in this quarter.
Foul called off the ball on Saquon Jameson for just grabbing Anderson, who was setting the screen from behind. We're 4 minutes and 27 seconds away from the conclusion. It's right in the balance. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Manchester. Paddy at Wang, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists for the Scorchers as they look to complete the comeback here in the fourth quarter. Manchester trying to do something about it. Walsh from behind the arc misses the shot. Only his second miss of the game.
It's another quick one though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right out the timeout as well. Not sure if that was by design.
Drives baseline, out to Wang. Wang on the shot clock buzzer, gets it away and knocks down another 3.
Paddy at Wang has taken over in Manchester. Another big 3.
He's 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Lewis kicks it out. Stanley looking to reply, and he gets those points right back. We are level again.
Well, there's the response. And this time it comes in the form of Stanley, who was locked and loaded and ready to shoot that basketball.
Jameson. It's to Lawrence. He tries his luck from behind the arc. That's off the mark. Lee just about keeps that out of Mohammed's hands. Walsh down the lane to the finger roll, and Evan Walsh has tied his career high in the British Basketball League with 18 points.
Well, he did a lot of his work early in the first half. 14
he
points.
stole it away. He's going to break his career high here as he lays it in. First time he's got to 20 in the British Basketball League.
Oh, it's the worst type of turnover if you're a Surrey Scorchers to turn the ball over there in such a vulnerable spot on the floor. Evan Walsh has been deserving of a career best today because he's been electrifying.
Well, he had such an explosive impact in the game in the first quarter, and could he have just had a equally as important spell of play here in the fourth. With the game on the line, less than 3 to play, those two scores have given Manchester a 4-point lead, and of course Lloyd Gardner to call a timeout here. They were in a similar position last week in Newcastle. They found a way back, but out of that last time out, Stampley, room for 3, knocks it down. Walsh, as we see him do so often, attacks the rim, and then Robinson lost the dribble for a second, and Walsh said thank you very much.
Uncharacteristic turnover from Robinson there as well. You don't know how much that knock he took earlier has hindered his ability in this game.
Walsh, 20 points. He's only played 18 minutes in the game. He's a +7 on the court and an index rating of 23. Maybe he needed a few more minutes out there.
Well, he certainly converted his minutes into production today.
Certainly making his case for an extended role. I don't think they'll be taking him off in these last 3 minutes here. Robinson. So we need a score here coming out of this timeout. Robinson trying to provide it. He's blocked though. They still have the ball. Wang into the key, and he finds a way.
He is so tough. He's a big threat from the perimeter, but on that occasion he's so athletic. He gets way all the way to the rim there and is able to jump over the challenging defenders to convert.
Paddy at Wang closing in on his career high in the British Basketball League as well. Here's Lewis, shot clock getting low. Stampley, not this time, but Lee gets the rebound. It's knocked away by Lawrence, and there's a foul called as William Lee picks himself back up off the floor.
Stampley. And you see that swipe down.
Yeah.
Awkward fall there from William Lee.
They're over the limit as well, so that will go down as a 2 free throw foul.
William Lee making his way back from injury. It should be just his 6th game this year.
Oh, not a time to miss free throws, though.
A man from Alabama, the University of Alabama, UAB.
Oh, he's missed them both, but he's kept alive by Anderson, who finds it to Lewis. What a play by Jamel Anderson.
Incredible. Better keep that in bound. The athleticism as well. The hang time.
Lewis finds a way. Oh, blocked from behind, but Lee has it, and he throws it off. Oh, I thought he threw it off Jameson, but he must have missed him, because it's going to be a Surrey ball.
Oh, there's an opportunity there from the Giants. Excellent, remarkable recovery. Block here from Shaquan Jameson, and
Right. Looked like it might have deflated. There was only 1 second on the shot clock, but it's a Surrey ball either way, and a chance to level the game.
ball in the hands of Paddy Wang. We said this pre-game that he was going to be the closer.
For the lead, Paddy Wang! Ice in his veins as he knocks down another triple.
Unconscious, Paddy Wang is just taken over this game and now snatches back a 1-point lead.
That's his career best in the British Basketball League secured. Here's Walsh, he's also got his. Finding Lee. Lee drops it in for Manchester in the lead.
So calm, cool and collected. William Lee missing 2 free throws. Played before, but this time makes amends.
Wang down the lane, and the foul is called against Lewis. And Wang will go to the free throw line.
Paddy Wang just cannot be contained. And this is no coincidence. We have seen this year of him making the right plays down the stretch, some big plays. He commented on the miraculous performance he put in against Plymouth City Patriots down in Plymouth, dunking the basketball to get the game to go into overtime, and then in overtime continues his onslaught. This is a guy that can finish plays, finish games.
Just trying to put his team back in front. He can't make the free throw. He can make the three, though. This is fourth. That's equaled his best. It's only the second time he's ever hit 4 threes in a British Basketball League game. You think of him more attacking the rim, but today he's shown his touch from range.
It's just his progression as well. He was known as a defender in college. University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, Defensive Player of the Conference. And he's just evolved. Even from last year, he averaged 10 points per game. He's been better this year offensively.
Well, we're tied at 85 in the final minute here in the British Basketball League. Anderson for the Giants. Shot clock getting low. Anderson turning the corner. He needs to get it away. Robinson got a hand on that. And it's a big stop for the Surrey Scorchers.
Wow. Gamble as well to reach in like that.
Here's Wang again. He gets it back from Lawrence. Sizing up Stampley. Shot clock getting low. Steps back. Can't get the three away, but it's way short. Lee with the rebound. Walsh in the open court. Wang chasing him back. Walsh finishes, and Manchester ahead with 14.7 seconds to go. What a heads-up play by Evan Walsh.
And that's what they wanted. They wanted Evan Walsh in transition because he'll be one of the best you'll see in the British Basketball League in the open floor. William Lee, great lead pass. And it's Evan Walsh who uses his body, you see there. Uses his body so Paddy Wang's unable to block his shot. An appreciation there for his big man for finding him.
Well, as you say, they've got two of the best in British basketball at leaking out and getting those cheap points. And Walsh very sensibly saw where Wang was, got his body between Wang and the ball to make sure the only outcome could be 2 points or a foul. He got his 2, and Manchester have the lead. Surrey can advance the ball here, 14.7, so it doesn't really matter in terms of the shot clock. I would imagine they probably will advance it. But where do they go? The obvious place is Wang.
Yeah, I think so. And what Manchester Giants are going to have to do here is they've got to find a stable, strong structure here. And remember, this is the team that leaked the most points in the league this year, 92 points per game conceded. So this is not a strong area of them, but they're one stop away here now from putting themselves in a very, very good chance to win a basketball game.
What Manchester cannot do here is give up a three-point shot. If Surrey are gonna score, it can only be 2.
Agreed. And you look at the percentages on Surrey, they're 11 for 32. They shot 32 three-pointers here today.
Everybody on their feet here in Manchester. One stop away, as Ant says. Trying to get it to Wang, but Anderson is all over it. So Lawrence has it. Lawrence is fouled by Lewis, who knew they had a foul to give. That's a smart foul. Now it's a sideline ball. They were on a new play, a different play. There's only 5 seconds to go. Lloyd's going to call another timeout and draw up a play. And this is one of the things we talked about it earlier. You mentioned it right at the top of the show when we were talking about Jamel Anderson. He is as good an on-ball defensive player as anybody in the league. And he will take it as personal pride that Wang isn't getting the ball here.
No, agreed. And you see there the work that he put in before. Sometimes you do the work early, just prevent the opposing player from catching the basketball, because sometimes, remember, this is professional. Every player who played on court has done something in their amateur journey to get to this point, and stopping a professional basketball player is very difficult sometimes. Sometimes you can't. They've tried to stop Paddy Wang on court, and they've been unable to, but Jamel Anderson's denial there has prevented him from catching the ball.
He's given them a couple of options there. Lloyd Gardner, Manchester again. One stop away. They've no more fouls to give. The next foul will send them to the free throw line. Although Surrey have missed 5 today. Anderson, we assume, will be on Wang again. Yes, indeed, he goes right to him. Here we go. 5 seconds to find a winner, or maybe level it. Here's Mohammed, it's out of his hands. Robinson keeps it alive. The ball is loose and Manchester Giants have won the game. They come up with a defensive stop when they needed it the most. And the Manchester Giants, who led for most of this game, were wobbling a little bit in the fourth quarter, but they pulled it out. Stanley celebrates with the fans. What a tremendous victory for the Manchester Giants.
Well, look what it means to the players and the fans up in Manchester. This is only the third time they've won in this building this year. Wins have been in short supply, 4 and 11, excuse me, now 5 and 11. And this win could propel this Giants team up with the rest of the pack, hunting those playoff spots.
And Evan Walsh, what a performance. I mean, he did it in spurts. He had the spurt in the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, 4 big points in a row, and eventually the layup to separate the teams. Player of the game, his career high in the British Basketball League.
Well, if you're gonna get a career high, do it in a win for your team, and he has played a pivotal part of this win. His energy, I think, was a key point of the success that they had in the first half. Remember, they were able to free-flowingly score 48 points at halftime, but in the second half, particularly the fourth quarter, when things got difficult, Evan Walsh popped up again, and as you say, Dan, in spurts, he was able to inject his energy into this game.
And that was a bit of a gut check win as well for Manchester, because there were times there where we both felt it was like, Surrey are coming here, Surrey are coming. Can Manchester make a play? That guy made a ton of plays, but he's on the losing team at the end of it.
He did, and you know, credit have to be due here to Jamal Anderson and the Giants defense, because they prevented Paddy Wang from being the difference maker on the last play of the game. He wasn't even able to catch the basketball because the denial was so aggressive.
Well, that will be a frustrating loss. It's a long bus ride back down to Surrey after losing a game in that sort of manner. And he and his team will be very, very disappointed, because they'll feel like they could have got that one over the line.
I feel where Giants did an excellent job of, you look at the 5 that was on the floor for Surrey Scorchers, Mohammed would have been the last person they wanted to catch the ball.
Well, we have our player of the game there, Evan Walsh. Evan, tremendous performance from yourself and from the team. Tell us what that win means for you guys.
Thanks, guys. Before I start, I just want to say all glory to God. You know, I can't do that without him. But hey, it's a massive win for our team. You know that this was a must-win. We had to come out, we had to give the fight. Just the never say die attitude is what we were preaching in the locker room, and I think that showed today.
And a career high for you in the British Basketball League, 22 points. You really made an impact on the game from the second you stood on the floor.
Yeah, look, like I said, it was a never say die attitude from all of us, and I just wanted to come out with that fire. You know, we had the weekend off last weekend, which is a rare occurrence in the British Basketball League, sorry. But yeah, I just want to come out with the most energy and contribute the best I can.
Evan, great game. Amro here. You're no stranger to coming off the bench and changing games. You must have felt pretty good about this one against your former team.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to go up against some of the guys I played with, and you know, some of these times it's circled on the schedule. But yeah, like I said, I come off the bench, I start whatever it is, whatever the team needs, I'll be there.
Well, an excellent performance for you. Just how do you guys view this victory now going forward in the season?
Look, obviously it's a long season, but we feel like we've had some disappointing performances so far, and we really need to pick up the slack a little bit. And yeah, I mean, every time there's a win is a good start point to gain some momentum. And I think yeah, we got another one on Sunday, and we just want to keep this thing rolling.
Well, great win, great performance. Good luck on Sunday. Thanks, Evan.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, let's take a look at the statistics of this game. Obviously, the key statistic is at the top, 87-85. But Manchester, we talked about their ability inside, their extra size, the way they go into the paint, 67% from two-point range. The big difference between the two teams, the numbers at the top there.
Yeah, and Dan, it wasn't without its own errors and blemishes. You see 21 turnovers there for the Giants, but it didn't matter because their execution on the shot selection was so great that it covered, masked the areas, the errors in the other areas. But they did a really good job of utilizing their size and strength. But what that did is it created space and good quality shots from the three-point line.
Well, let's have a look back over the action from the second half here in Manchester. And Well, Manchester had that lead at half-time. They started out okay, and then you kind of got the sense in the middle, Surrey are coming, Surrey are coming. Wang is going to do it and send them over the line. But Manchester, to be fair, whenever Surrey did look like that, came down and hit a big shot at the other end.
They did. The second half was very entertaining because it was the battle of the will. You know, both teams there going pound for pound, shot for shot, and you didn't quite know which team was going to falter first.
And psychologically for Manchester, we talked about it right at the top of the show. It's a bit early in the season for must win, but this was the sort of game that psychologically, if you lose it, that gap looks big.
Yeah, in terms of desperation and need for win, it was certainly more so, I think, on the pressure on the Giants today. They needed this one just to get them to 5 wins and not have that gaping gap between them and the rest. And they've delivered today.
And I mean, Paddy at Wang is sensational in the second half, but every time Manchester came back the other way and found something.
Well, and Manchester had a Jamal Anderson as well to come up big at the end, but Paddy at Wang was he just gets into another zone. Stampley, this is a big shot, really big shot. That was one of the responses you referred to. And even a bigger shot here from Paddy at Wang.
But then the most important shot of the game, the last one, Walsh, a heady play to get his body in the way and make that score. Well, we can now go down courtside. Coach Brian, a tremendous victory for you guys. Tell us your first thoughts of winning that game.
Oh yeah, that was a big game. You know, they're right above us in the standings, and we really needed this game. And we played really well tonight. Like you said, they're right above us in the standings, and we can play with anybody when we play like this. It was a lot of grit tonight. We had 21 turnovers, 17 offensive rebounds or something like that, so we tried our best to give this one away, but we had, like you all mentioned, it was a gritty one, and I'm really proud of our guys and how we came through.
Well, you talked about the grit. Give us a quick word for our player of the game. Evan Walsh really gave you a spark off the bench today.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I think earlier on having some injuries gave Evan a lot of playing time and gave him a chance to prove himself and gave him a lot of confidence. He's a high-energy player, and our bench really helped out. Evan was a leader of that, and Nick Stamp came off the bench and hit a couple big shots for us. So our bench did a real good job tonight, and Evan was the leader of that.
Coach Amro here, congrats on the win. And you said pre-game your team were well rested, you had a good week off. Will you be requesting a week off before every match now?
Boy, that would be nice, but you know, we're pros. The back-to-backs are always tough. The week off definitely helped us. We've been having a tough time with slow starts, and tonight we didn't have that problem. So I think if we could get out of our own way with our slow starts, get out of our own way with the offensive rebounds and the turnovers like we did tonight, our trajectory is really high.
Well, that's a good point, Coach. You know, slow starts can sometimes happen as a result of not playing. So you hadn't played for a week, but you didn't have a slow start. 48 points at halftime. You look like you're in sync. You know, what's the secret behind that?
You know, I think we finally found our stride in training. We figured out what we needed to do to come out, and we kind of put together a blocking for our first offensive set. So we had time to sit down and look at what we've done well. Now that we have a full roster, everybody healthy. So we figured out what we did well. We came out this past week and worked on those sets, and we kind of had those sets blocked for the first part of our game.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well done on the victory tonight. Well deserved.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, let's have a look at the weekend's fixtures in the British Basketball League. We have our first result on the board. It's a win for the Manchester Giants. Tomorrow, 2 games for you. London Lions looking for some revenge against the Plymouth City Patriots. And then at 7:45, our Sky Sports game is the Newcastle Eagles against the Bristol Flyers. 3 games on Sunday. Cheshire travelling across to Sheffield. London and Leicester going head-to-head again, this time at the Copper Box. And Manchester, can they make it 2 wins from 2 this weekend? They go up to East Kilbride to take on the Caledonia Gladiators. No change in the standings, but boy, that looks a lot better for Manchester Giants fans than it did at the start of the game. They've closed that gap down to the Surrey Scorchers to just 1 game, and they have 2 games in hand, and This is the sort of game, the way they won that game, that can really spark a team.
I mean, look, the unpredictable nature of this season continues. You know, you think that the Giants were down and out there. The fourth quarter, the Surrey Scorchers coming back, but they found enough grit there and resilience to turn that around. And what it does now, you know, when you take away the top and the bottom, that pack of the league now becomes even more so congested and unpredictable.
Well, don't forget to join us tomorrow for our Sky Sports game. The Newcastle Eagles taking on the Bristol Flyers, an important one for those teams in that pack that Ant is talking about. 7:30 on air, tip-off at 7:45. For Ant Rowe, I'm Daniel Routledge. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.